Pierre asked us to do a little review on our experience of keeping sturgeon beluga so far. Again, I refer everybody who wants to know about our experience to our Monster Fish Keepers threads. We also have one on the sturgeons. So everything of significance, plus visuals, videos and photos, is always deposited there. That's our bigger guy. Probably a girl. And that's a smaller one. Probably a male. Even though Mark Zaslavsky, who gave them to us, says they all should be male. He doesn't give out females, but they were smaller, so maybe they have not put ultrasound to all of them. Anyhow, they've been here for about 3 years. Well, it'll be 3 years exactly in 1 week, in a few days actually. It's an experiment because our water is kind of too warm for them. In the summertime I install fans that would blow over the water surface and over the waterfall, and that allows us to get the temperature down and by about 4 or 5 degrees Fahrenheit and keep it at about 82. Otherwise it would rise to 86 or more. So from let's say from May until November, I keep the two high-speed fans running, blowing hard on that waterfall all the time. We got them at about, I want to say two and a half feet maybe. They're rather skinny. Right now they're about 3.5 feet. The supposed female is much bigger, circumference-wise. The supposed male is skinnier. And it's been consistent throughout our entire experience. The bigger one always fed 10 times better than the smaller one, but they both feed fine. I mean, after I saw that this is just their individual difference, there's nothing I can do about it. I have treated this tank with medication through food for internal parasites a few times since the sturgeons were here. So if they had any parasites, they should have been cleansed rather thoroughly. They're bottom feeders. They just go around slowly. They never respond to hand feeding or dinner bell. They just go around, and if they happen to be upon the food, they just extend their telescopic mouth out and then create a strong suction and suck in violently and quickly whatever's under their nose, under their mouth. So that includes pellets, which is a saving grace because our pellets are what I believe are the best. Also probably the most expensive, New Life Spectrum pellets. So they inhale those, get all the vitamins and minerals, and they also, the bulk of their food is thawed fish that we fortify with vitamins and minerals, especially the vitamin B1 now. Ever since we've lost quite a few fish from vitamin B1 deficiency. But for those fish that take both pellets and frozen fish, it's almost never a concern at all. They haven't taken a live tank mate yet. I mean, all the tank mates are a little bit too big for them, except for a couple of them, like that Himalayan Masir, the smaller one, the skinnier one, cigar shape, the one turning around, coming over. He's probably the most, can be swallowed the easiest among all these fish, but he's very fast and very alert and aware. There's a few more smaller Masir, but they're way too big for the sturgeon to prey on them yet. The short one would have to probably reach 6 feet or so before they try, I imagine. But anyhow, this is an experiment. I don't know if sturgeon can be kept in such a rather warm water in Florida for how long, I don't know. Of course, it's even when you do your best aerating, there is a limit to how well a fish can do. Many fish require cool-off periods, seasons, and they don't do very well when there is, in the subtropical climate, when they're meant for a temperate climate with cold winters and hot summers. But so far so good. I mean, they're pretty easy. If there was no competition for food here, it would be extremely easy to feed. Maybe even train also. And this guy probably stuck his nose under a rock and got scratched up on the top between the eyes. So never mind that. They like staying in this flow. This is where the flow from 35,000 gallons an hour right now, running back into here, and then it circles around and creates one big pool here. And some of the flow goes all the way over there, and then creates a much weaker circle in the other half of the pond. But the sturgeon like to be right here in the flow, where it's the strongest and most oxygenated. They like to sit here often, but at the same time they also do laps around the whole tank. For those of you who don't know, these are beluga sturgeons, or Huso. They're impossible to pretty much get because they're extinct in the wild. And they're heavily protected fish, CITES 2 fish. They're the biggest growing species of sturgeon in the world. 100 or 200 years ago, specimen of 25, 27 feet were caught in Caspian Sea. Caspian Sea is kind of like a big lake, rather, but it's salty. It's situated between Kazakhstan, Russia, Iran, Caucasus Mountains, in that Central Asia region. I think they also inhabit the Black Sea basin as well. But anyhow, 27 feet and 4,000 pounds. That's the size of a whale shark. Of course, in captivity they will never grow that big, even if you manage to keep them for a century. I think in captivity they would max out at about maybe 10 feet, I'm guessing. I know Mark Zaslavsky's breeders at his farm in Bascom, Florida. They're about 30 years old, and I think they're about 8 feet, if I'm not mistaken. These guys are from this pair is only 4.5 years old. They are from the 2018 hatch. They were hatched here in Florida, in Bascom, which is north of Tallahassee on the border of Florida, Alabama. That's where I went to the farm to pick him up. They were lent by donation to us by Mark Zaslavsky, which we will be forever thankful to him for that. So they still belong to Mark. They're under his license. But as I said, they're lent by donation to us, and that's how we have them. They're lent for life to us. But they're under his license, so every month or so we have to give him reports on their growth, health, size, etc. Well, I think I covered most of the basics of what we've learned so far with them. They've been pretty good for us. Some people asked if they can handle formalin and malachite green treatment, because on in some places it says that sturgeon don't do well with formalin. Our guys have been okay with formalin and malachite green treatment. Our sturgeon, at least. I haven't seen any kind of distress from them, or during or after the treatment. They usually do just fine. They continue feeding throughout the treatment as well, not losing their appetite, which is a great sign. Okay. Thank you for watching.